Ever since I was a kid, I go through like 6-month things where it might be, a certain battle in World War II, or Houdini's lockpicking, or who knows what. And I would just get obsessed with a topic, sometimes broad, sometimes narrow. My mother wasn't quite sure if it was healthy or not, but she basically kind of survived these obsessions. Right, actually, that game was the kind of the initial conception of SimCity, because I built a program that allowed me to scroll around that little world, make the terrain, put down roads, buildings, and stuff. And it was basically my editor for this game. And I found I was spending a lot more time and having a lot more fun building these little worlds than I was blowing them up with a helicopter. In SimCity, it's interesting that there's this fascination, I think, with micro worlds, or models, really, at different levels. I was just captivated with the idea of having a whole little world in a box like that, where you are kind of the driving force, for good or bad. Primarily a creative way, because I think, up to that time, most games were very action-oriented and also very kind of Walter Mitty escapist. You're saving the world or you're leading an army. And SimCity was about something that we actually have a lot more daily experience with. We have a relationship with cities, that we don't, most of us do not command armies or space armadas, et cetera. Spore had a couple of unique things about it. Number one is that most of the assets in Spore, the creatures, the planets, spaceships, buildings, were player created. That's a big part of the game, is that as you're playing the game, you design a creature, you design your spaceship, design your city. And when you create stuff in the game, it's automatically sent up to our database and used to populate other people's game installations. So once you go up to the galactic level, you're now flying, we had millions of stars, each of which had planetary systems, and each one had unique life and unique civilizations because we had millions of players always creating this stuff as they played the game. So creating the game was the process of kind of making the game.
One thing I've noticed, is you always seem to focus on these life systems. You like to explore them and deconstruct them and figure them out. It's actually something that you yourself has referred to as an affliction.
It just influences the way I see the world. I mean, it's, when I come into places, places I've never been before, I see things I've never seen before, I'm initially sitting there trying to reverse engineer, what is the overall system here? And I'm looking for patterns, and I'm trying to, in my head, build a simulation of the way this thing works, And this thing, might be some new machine, it might be a social system, it might be a party, but it's very distracting to always be reverse engineering the world around you.